This is Shukesh Bonik from Gadgets Portal, and today I'm going to unbox a very special device. It's Nokia X, which is the cheapest of the three Nokia X series phones. And as you know, with these three smartphones, Nokia has finally entered into the versatile world of Android. And the most interesting factor here is Nokia and Microsoft worked really hard to make this phone look and feel like a Lumia series phone, so you'll not get the pure Android experience and services. Now the price is very attractive. This Nokia X is retailing at around 8,000 rupees in India, that is around 130 USD. This is a dual SIM phone as well. There are some quick specs here, though I'll cover all of this step by step in this review. You are getting decent hardware for the price, and I hope that the phone will be buttery smooth as this is a Nokia phone. Here you go guys, the new Nokia X, the first ever Nokia phone with Android, and as you can see, the look, the build of this smartphone is amazingly good, best you can find on any other smartphone in the same price bracket. In fact, I feel that this phone look and feel better than Nokia Lumia 525. Moreover, there are 6 color variants for this smartphone. Now let's dig into the box, and first thing you get is the user manual. This is the charging adapter, which is quite compact. Next you are getting the headset, which is just the basic one you get with entry-level Nokia phones. The sound clarity from this headphone is not bad at all, and you can always buy a separate one for optimum sound quality. Now there is no data cable included, so make sure you buy one. This is the battery pack, which is of 1500 mAh. Now considering this is a Nokia branded phone, I really hope that the backup will be decent, at least 2 full days or normal to heavy uses. Now let's install this battery and let's have a quick look at the hardware and the software of this new smartphone from Nokia. Well guys, before I start, I want to familiarize this device with you guys so that you can understand this one of a kind smartphone from Nokia. The core OS is the Android 4.1.2 Jelly Bean. The interface is basically a fusion of Windows Phone and Android, which is being called as Windroid, and the platform is called Nokia X Platform version 1.0, which is not exactly a Google certified project. It's running on Android open source project, which does not include Google Play services like Play Store, Gmail, Chrome, Google Now, etc. core Google services. Instead, you will get Signature, Microsoft and Nokia services and applications like Here Maps, Skype, OneDrive, etc. So looks like Microsoft tried real hard to erase the trace of Android. Let me quickly give you a hardware tour. This is a 4 inches IPS LCD display with good 800 by 480 pixels resolution at 233 ppi. At the bottom of the screen there is a capacitive back key, just like the Nokia Asha series phones, and you are getting some sensors along with the earpiece here. At the right you are getting the volume rocker, which is nicely built, and you are getting the power key here. The quality of these keys are extremely good, best you can expect. Headphone jack is at the top as usual, and there is nothing on the left. The bottom has got the USB port for charging as well as data syncing. At the back there is a 3 megapixels camera with no flash and no autofocusing. As you know, I will upload some camera samples into my Facebook page, facebook.com/gadgetsportal, and also my website gadgetsportal.in. This is the loudspeaker grill. The back has nice matte finish, which is a very soft touch but not rubberized like Lumia phones, and the exterior as well as the interior of this smartphone has got lots of similarities with the Nokia Asha series smartphones. I personally like this design a lot. This looks like a unibody phone with modern square candy bar form factor. Well, under the hood you are getting 2 micro SIM card slots, and there is also a micro SD card slot for expanding the storage up to 32 GB. Now let's install the battery, switch on the device, and give you a walkthrough of the interface, which I am quite excited about. Well guys, this is the all new Nokia X Platform version 1.0 with live tiles like Windows phones and Android OS at the back end. Before I go through the interface, let me show you the display, which is basically the same display you get with Nokia Lumia 525 or 520. This is an IPS display, but the color reproduction is not as good as other high-end devices, but for the price this is a decent quality display, and 233 ppi is decent enough for reading small text. Considering the price of this smartphone, the contrast level and the color reproduction of this display is acceptable. Now let's get started with the interface, which is I think the most important thing you want to know about. First of all, there is a lock screen here, which is not exactly like Windows phones, and you are also getting glance screen like Lumia phones, though I have to activate that. Unlike Windows phones, you can access your notifications right away from your lock screen. This is the main home screen, and you can just swipe down to get the search tool for searching anything on the web or on the phone. As I mentioned before, Nokia has replaced the Google search engine with Bing search. Here is the keyboard, which is basically the Nokia keyboard, not the typical Windows Phone keyboard. I'm getting great feedback from the keyboard, and the writing experience is much better than that of Windows Phone keyboard. You can also download the SwiftKey keyboard to get the continuous input like Samsung, LG, Sony smartphones, so ultimately you are getting the taste of swipe input on a Nokia phone, which is the fastest and easiest way of writing, as you know. I'll talk about all of these add-on features in my in-depth review, so make sure you subscribe and keep in touch. Now the interface is so far very much similar to the Nokia Asha platform, only the home screen is different. You are getting live tiles just like Windows phones, which can be resized, removed and also moved anywhere on the screen. So Nokia has put the simplicity of the Asha platform, the look of Windows Phone and the versatility of Android. Moreover, you can create folders, which is very useful for this particular platform because there is no separate apps menu like Windows phones or Android. So all the downloaded applications come up on this same home screen, which will make it very long. So managing applications with folders is quite vital on this new Nokia X platform. Another good thing about Nokia X is you are getting file manager, which is not available on the Windows phones. Another great Asha platform feature you are getting here is the first lane, which will basically work as the notification center of Android phones. You will get all of your tasks, that is your past applications, your future assignments and also your notifications from social media, and check any ongoing download, and also as a music widget. I'll show you this first lane later on in this review after I open few applications. Now the main benefit of getting this Nokia X over other typical Android phones is this free and awesome services from Nokia like Nokia Mix Radio, Nokia Hear Maps, and I liked Lumia phones mostly because of these great services. But now on you can have a taste of this on an Android phone, so I am really thankful to Nokia for putting this much effort and bringing the great features of Lumia phones into this Nokia X Android device. Here Maps is basically the famous Nokia Maps, which is quite detailed and very accurate. You can also download for offline browsing. As you can see, there are a couple of applications and games preloaded. You are getting WeChat, Astro File Manager and also Opera Mini browser. The dialer here is quite neat and clean, and you are getting some extra options right from this bottom edge, so you can swipe all the 4 ways on this interface. Swiping from the top will bring you the important toggle switches and also the SIM manager and also your Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, etc. settings. Let's have a second look at the first lane, and you are getting this music widget which you can play in the background, and you are getting all of your applications that you have accessed so far. All of you are getting on a single page in a sorted manner. You can also check your future events like this alarm here, and you will get notifications from your calendar as well. So with this first lane you can manage your day-to-day activities in a very simple and effective way. Nokia is always very much into optimum user experience, and what you are getting is a very beautiful way of representing Android. But if you are very much into gadgets, want to do a lot more things, then you may not find this device that much interesting. And as you know, there is no direct Google Play Store access. You can download Android applications through Nokia Store and also through third-party stores like One Mobile Market, SlideMe Market, Yandex Store, etc. You can also sideload Android applications and root this device to get the maximum compatibility. According to Nokia, around 75% of the Android applications are compatible with these X series smartphones, so that's a really great news. And most of the social networking applications like Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, BBM, Pinterest and even Instagram are compatible with this Nokia X platform. Now guys, let's quickly talk about the specifications and some important settings. Interestingly, the settings menu is similar to Android and you are getting all the basic settings you usually get on Android devices. Let's quickly check whether this phone has any ambient light sensor, and yes, it has. So though this is an entry-level device, you are getting all the basic hardware parts. The internal storage is officially 4 GB and it is divided into two. You are getting 1.09 GB free here and 1.13 GB here, so total of around 2.22 GB, which is not up to the mark for an Android device. The RAM is officially 512 MB and again that's not excellent, but considering the hardware and the price of this device, I think that's enough. I will use this device thoroughly, download lots of applications and talk about the real capability of this smartphone. Make sure you subscribe and keep in touch for the in-depth review. Overall, I really liked this bold approach by Nokia after years of speculation and hope. So far, this is a fantastic piece of device with a refreshing interface. If you are just fed up with the typical grid style icons of Android phones, then you can surely try these Nokia X series phones. If you crave for the great look of Lumia phones and also the simplicity of Windows phones, then Nokia X can be a great device for you, and also without breaking the bank. The processing power of this smartphone is also adequate for everyday normal uses. The chipset is Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 and the CPU is dual-core 1 GHz Cortex A5, which is, as you know, a mediocre processor. The GPU is Adreno 203, which is again an entry-level GPU. This spec is quite reasonable for the price of this device, and I hope that as this is a Nokia phone, there will be minimum or no lag unlike other entry-level Android devices from other manufacturers. Stay tuned for other important reviews on this Nokia X in my channel, so don't forget to subscribe, and you can also check reviews on Nokia Lumia 525, Moto G and also Xperia E1. You can check gadgetsportal.in for a written review and facebook.com/gadgetsportal for the camera samples. That's all in this review guys. Thanks for watching and keep it